I met my boyfriend's ex for the first time. Now I want them to get back together. I have been with my boyfriend, Danny, for nearly a year now. He never talks or nearly touches the topic about his ex-wife, Mare, to me. The only thing I know about them is that they have a 5-year-old son whom he visits or brings to his home every weekend. His son graduated from daycare recently and Mare invited him for dinner as it is the request of their child. Danny asked me to come. Although I hesitated at first, he insisted on bringing me. Saturday came and we went to Mare's house for dinner. I expected her to be rude to me, but she welcomed us warmly. She's casual and very polite and even introduced me to their child. Her house is very welcoming, clean, and smells fragrant. It's home. I asked her if I could do something to help her prepare the dinner while their child and Danny are playing. She told me she can manage and told me to go ahead and bond with the boys. We had dinner and she and Danny were very casual. Not too friendly, but not too salty. They're not distant either. Mare didn't say something that would make me uncomfortable, but rather asked questions about me and anything you would normally talk about during a first meet. I know she's a good mother as their son, Ian, is very polite, giggly, and behaved. I noticed how both of them would answer every question Ian asked even if it was a silly question. I also noticed how Danny looked at Mare. Their sadness and love. I know it as he never looks at me that way. When we were about to go home, Mare packed me some food when I mentioned I live alone and always eat takeaway. This really touched my heart. I'd been keeping it inside me, but I could no longer keep it and asked Danny how things ended when he had such a beautiful wife and a playful and well-mannered son. Danny pulled over and I thought he'd want me out of the car, but he started to tell me that he cheated on her while she was out of the country burying her dead mother. The girl she slept with happened to be a mutual friend and secretly filmed them being intimate and sent it to Mare. When Mare went home, she calmly told Danny she knew it and slept in Ian's room. He didn't hear a word from her, a single cuss, or anything hurtful. She just flatly said, "Serve the divorce papers and I'll sign it. Just make sure I have sole custody and you have visitation days." Danny told me how he tried to stop her, but she didn't say a single word and completely shut him out. A night before he left the house, he heard Mare crying and wanted to comfort her, but he was afraid he'd make things worse for her. Danny hated himself that he never had the chance to comfort her while she grieved for her mom, and instead cheated on her. He said Mare is too good to be true, but that is who she really is. Always available for her family and friends and even to his family and friends. He'd cook for his friends while they watch football and have beer together. Visits his mom and dad, and bake cookies for them. Babysits his nephews and she never once complains about taking care of Ian. She never nags at Danny and is very patient about everything. This was the first time I saw him cry. He's a big man yet here he was sobbing uncontrollably. He's apologizing to me and told me he likes me and didn't use me to move on. This whole revelation didn't make me think that I am being used. I felt his pain and I felt his love for his family. I asked him why he cheated and he said he was drunk and didn't even know it happened. After that conversation, he was still the same, but I was not. I felt like I was in the way. Mare is still single and she had mentioned that she wanted to focus on raising Ian and pursuing her law studies. I loved Danny, but I could not and did not want to compete with Mare. I wanted to break up with him and help him get back together with her. So, I decided to meet with Mare and ask her side of the story. I also told her beforehand what the meeting is all about so as not to shock her and